Good morning, so we're back at Holmedale with the James Maud squad, and it's round 6 of the Skellydale Cup today, and I drew peg 27 on Holmedale. Now I've never drew this end of the lake, I've never drew past the willow tree on the island, so first for me. Set up a few rigs. I've got a couple of pace lines at 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock. I've got margin line to my left of the reeds, that's going to be maggot and worm I think on that line. I've set a feeder line down to the corner to peg 29 because nobody in the two pegs to my left. It's actually, there's a few missing today. I think it's only 17, 18 of us. Ian Carr's almost opposite on peg 31 on the board peg. And he's got a few empty pegs either side. To my right there's an empty peg, then there's Mick Archer. So it's quiet this end of the lake, which is nice. There's quite a few fish moving and it's very hot. It must be 20 degrees already. Forecast up to 25 I think today, but it's very warm. So there's lots of fish moving around on the surface and milling around, which the often is here anyway. So we have a good match today. Everybody bags up. I have noticed it's very shallow to peg 26. I told you some sort of sandbar there, it literally is that deep in front of the peg. So I've set a very shallow rig up as the slope goes down. Put some bait on it, I'll see if there's any fish come up onto it, and with the heat of the sun they may come and sit on that in a bit. So have a look at that. Bait wise today, I've got 6 more pellets for loose feed. I've got some 4s as well if needs be. I've got some expanders, paste, micros for the feeder and to feed, and then we've got some dead reds as well. Worm and corn as well to fish over the top. So plenty of selection. All in! I'm going to feed 6 more pellets on 4 lines. Just pour a few in on each. See a little swirl about 2 foot to the right of it. So something's already having a look at the pellets. Pace is quite soft. So if it finds it, it's interesting to slurp it straight in. But any sort of movement on the float, it'll pull the hook out. Paste. But barely a breath of wind today though. So we're 30 minutes in, no fish. I've had 3 or 4 bites, lost a couple of fish. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like anybody else really catching anything either. Very quiet start to the match. Nothing on the pace lines long. Went on to worm with it, and little tiny perch pulling at the worm. Going to my margin to the left. On pace, missed a couple of bites, I think were liners. And hooked one and came straight off. I think that probably was a foul hooker. Ian Carr's just got one up. That's his first carp he's had. Oh, got one on. Nice positive bite, real straight under. Looks a decent fish. Oh yeah, that's a proper fish to start with. Oh. Oh snap, luckily I've got another number 4. Very fortunate to get that one in. So we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. I've got 3 carp and I've had them all to the margin to my left. I just pan round there, you'll see. Got the corner to myself, there's 2 empty pegs there, 28 and 29. And a fishing in front of the region, I've got one on. Oh, that was a little bird or something. Not a good sign. Again, little indications on paste. The perch down there after it. So it's slow going, but I've got about 15 pound in it, which I'm very happy about. I think Mick to my left. I don't think Mick's had any to my right. I've put some feed on the sandbank, and the only thing that's eating it there is the ducks at the moment. mirror carp. Got it. Well, that's a nice looking fish. Beautiful common. Lovely. £5, maybe. So I think I'm fishing on the bottom of the sandbank at the moment. It's where the sand's washed in from through the trees. Oh, I've missed a bite. Just went in with a bit of pace on this one with no feed. Nearly got it. Another common. Try that again, no feed. That's on the pace line with no feed. £5 mirror. So it's 1/4 now, we're nearly halfway through. got 8 carp for about £39. And it's quiet, so I'm pretty happy with that. Ian's had a few across here, probably 1 or 2 less than me. Lilliman's been catching, but I can't see him. Pete's had a few, but nobody's catching any great numbers. It's just hard to fish, really. So to have 8 in the bag now, I'm pretty pleased with that, from what I can see. There might be somebody around the lake bagging. They're just... No. So I've had a couple from that margin to my left, but it's dead there now.
I've had one from down there and all.
Yeah. So at the moment I'm rotating 4 pace lines. One in the margin to my left, which I've had to fish off, but it's been quiet. Pumped a couple off there. This 10 o'clock swim hasn't produced a carp yet, but I've missed a few bites. The 2 o'clock swim has produced 3 fish. And then my margin to my right, which is the end of the sandbank, when I say margin, it's 5 metres from the bank to get the depth. That's had a couple of fish as well, so. Oh, I missed a bite. I've got 2 pace rigs that are very similar, both 4x12. 4x12 carpet pace, £5 line, a couple of droppers, and a £5 hook length with a size 12 hook. Make it look properly. Baby carp. Not there was. Look at that! Beautiful! We're in the small net. Coming towards me, this one. Little ghosty. Didn't want to come in, I've got it. lure. It's 1:30 now. Got 12 carp and a couple of little ones. Probably got £50, I think. So I'm upping my feed. Seems to get better bites. I'm just not feeding over the top of the float at all at the moment. Oh, it's a nice fish. Nice one. Right, so it's 2:10. So we've got 14 carp for about 50 odd pounds, I think. Refed all 4 lines. Cast a feeder right into that corner just to see if there's anything down there. Can't see any fish moving, but so I'll get 10 minutes, let the feed settle. I think we'll try the margin line over the maggot first. With 2 pots of maggot, I've not tried it yet. It's quite lot of dead leaves in that corner, so I don't think it's a good spot for the fish to feed. Not sure if it's ever really produced down there. Anyway, we'll have another go on. I think we'll try worm. So cut a worm in half. What fish could resist that, eh? I'll find out. Probably be a perch. What was it? Oh yeah. What's on here? Look over the maggot. Perch. Quite chunky, stripy. That's a good fish though. That's a nice piece of fish. That's a proper one. That's a really good common, that is. Big fish. It's bagging actually, Mickey's. I can't keep up with me. Hey? Nice fish. A paste off the end of the sandbank. Hey? Yes, lovely fish. Good fish. Big mirror. That's a big fish. So much for a margin monster. That's a proper little carp. Time to refeed. Time is it? 3:30. You can get a couple more in the last half an hour. Well, that was on top of the sandbar. Another good comment. Another good comment. Oh, beauty. I don't think it's very big, so we'll try and get it in quick. I'm putting the small net. Right, that's the end of the match. I think I've had 20, 21 carp, 5 on maggot down the edge, the other 15 on paste. Not sure of the weight, but it's got better this afternoon. But it has been a bit bitty most of the day, but it's been really enjoyable days fishing again at Holmedale. Let's get packed away and we'll go and see, we'll go and do the weigh-in and see who's won.
Tin though, innit? I've done it on corn, I've done it on maggot.
27.15. 27.15.
Stop there, Con, stop there.
£28.
Yeah, but you know, Nobby, you know on scales.
Oh, I bet you were scrambling.
Nobby, you little bugger.
You see it clear at night.
You bugger, Nobby.
Gary won it out on 19. Gary won it in 20, didn't he?
Yeah.
They were cut off there.
I'm on 19.
It weren't as bad as this.
50.
62. I'll take 62.
No, you don't.
£50, 15. £50. That wasn't a bad guess, was it?
Nope.
Take £50.
The small things are gone. I wasn't expecting me back at the end of October.
Well, at first you thought you wouldn't make the rest of the season.
Yeah.
40. Hold on, mate. 44.12. It's my speedway with.
There's not a lot in this other one.
So put it on top, sandbar.
Yeah, it's caught some sandbar, mate. It's 15 on pace, all I've done. 4 different lines, and then margin and maggot down here. Last hour.
They haven't proper been there, have they, Ken?
No.
That's more time today.
We're obliging it, and what it does.
Yeah.
31.1.
What are they? 80.
And got 74.
I think they're weighing well, Ian.
You not tried under that
43.10.
under that bush there?
I've had some. Lost them, any mate?
You had skill.
Drop off my way.
Good space, right?
Oh, yeah, mate. 40 odd there.
Yeah, good lad.
46.2.
Well done, Brian.
Well done, Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
58.
58.4. Oh no.
Good split in best of slide.
58.4. Do you ready to go to the next net? That's about right, isn't it?
I did a short line before. Maggot. I did a short line before Lily. And I could see him swirling past Lily that edge.
Yeah.
We caught that ghost, you see, need you? Ghost today makes it float gone.
18.3.
I've been to races already.
These are really nice nets. 4.3.
You know, he stuffed the car.
46.2.
18, something.
Hold on, week.
Right, before we go on to the results then from yesterday's match, which was a really good match. It started off a bit slow, but it just got better throughout the day. So that was a nice match. But before we go through the details on that, the fish in the pond have had babies. So I'm going to show you some underwater footage of that while I'm talking, and I hope it comes out all right. So anyway, on to the section winners then yesterday. Paul Skeldon from Peg 4, he had £93 3 ounce. Fished another match, he came 4th and the section, so well done Paul. Ian Carr from Peg 31, the ball roll peg, he had £84 11 ounce, and I fished almost opposite Ian yesterday. He fished it excellent, but they kept taking him around the back of the stack, so he lost quite a few rigs around the back of that, so it was quite a tough peg to fish. If you've got any advice on fishing that peg, leave a comment. What's the best way of fishing it? Do you fish on the top, to the side? Do you fish the short? Do you ignore the ball altogether, the block? Do you fish short? Let us know your thoughts on that one. Anyway, so we'll move on to the top 3. We have in 3rd place from Peg 27 was myself. So I fished both margins out in front, and had about 15 on pace and about 5 in maggot to my right hand side. So I really enjoyed the match. But that sandbar in Peg 26, basically the sand's washed through the woodland area, and it's made a really shallow area, which must be nice and warm for the fish to mill around in the summer weather, because the sun comes across from the far bank, and it must be quite warm around there. So they seem to mill around it. Although I had a few fish on it in the morning, They weren't really there in any quantities till probably 2 o'clock onwards. And as you see from the footage, we've got some great footage of the float going under. A big swirl as they shot off, so that's come out really good. So I hope you like that footage. I'll include a couple of clips of that in the highlights as well. But yeah, really enjoyed the match. Ended up with £101, 7 ounce, and third place. Just pipping me to second was Dave Lilliman from peg 39, another good peg, another good draw. He likes that peg. He had maggot down the margins and he had £102, 9 ounce, so he just pepped me just over a pound. So well done to Mr. Lilliman on another good solid match. But the winner from peg 19 was Gary Summerscales, who fished to peg 20 over the lily pads. So he fished long to his left and he caught well down there for most of the match, and he won the match by £13 in the end. So well done to Gary, another good performance. And so all in all, it was an excellent match. There was only about 17 of us fished yesterday, so we got plenty of room, but it just got better throughout the day. I think if we'd fishing 12 till 6, a lot of people have had £100 from 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock. It would have really taken off yesterday. It was just a bit of a slow start. That was the Skellydale Cup round 6 yesterday. One more round to go. I think that's in October. I think I'm just pipping from second and third by about £40. So just in the lead, but it's anybody's really. But it's nice to have a £40 lead going into the last match. Let's hope I don't bomb out. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video again. Please click the like and subscribe. And as ever, we'll finish with a few highlights. Bye for now. Speak again soon. Bye.
Filming you there, you're doing alright.
Spot on, mate.
Does that mean you've got no people?
Probably.
Go off and go for a picture.
That's a proper little carp.